Duncan walks off the floor, perhaps for the final time.
I hate to say this. Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio.
Leonard fires from the corner. And Leonard goes down again.
This is a San Antonio team that is really headed into a full rebuild.
You just saw the San Antonio Spurs. They were knocked out of playoff contention, which ends a streak of 22 straight years of making the playoffs.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm good. I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah, me too.
It's something different. Again, we talk about this. I think this is something that we bring outside of other podcasts. Is we don't just do the baseball, the football. That we branch out. Like we branch out to, we had the Myers on. The steer wrestler. And tonight we have a special guest from a local kid. Right up the road from me, not too far from you, but
hey, I was just in Harlem. I was at the school. Actually, I was there on their senior night when my daughter was playing. They were playing. It was
really?
Yeah. What was that? Last Friday, I think.
I thought,
he could probably tell you. I think it was last Friday. I think it was their senior night, if I'm right, because there was like a lot of people there, and they were doing a ceremony right when we were. I think we were ending or right when we were starting. Because I thought about staying for the game, but I had the kids, so I wasn't going to go. But yeah.
And another kind of exciting thing. I don't know if anybody notices it yet or not, but this is the official first night of the Bearded Bros. Like we rebranded, not getting away from the network or anything. Just it was a mouthful. The show and the network having the same title.
Tired Sports, everything. It was
I
don't think it was confusing. It was just. We wanted to separate us from the network. I know that sounds weird, but like we had our show versus it was just the network type thing. That's all it was. So and shout out to the guy that made our logo, Philip Sapp. He's from Atlanta.
Okay.
So appreciate him for making that for us. We got a great show. We have a special guest. We're going to talk about the second round of the playoffs, which technically kicked off about an hour and a half ago. Yep. It's weird. The second round game, I know it's because of the time, but the second round game started before the final first round game. Ain't that weird how they do that?
Yeah, I don't like the way they do that.
You see, hockey don't do that. They actually finish all theirs out, then they start the second round.
Then they start the second, yes.
Yeah. So, well, let's run our sponsor for the night, and then we will get our guest in here to talk about what's going on with him in the future.
Let's do it. What's up, Mr. Mason?
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
I'm great. Kind of tired, but I'm making it.
I bet so. What time did y'all get up this morning?
So we drove 5.5 hours last night, right after I guess playoffs and stuff. Drove straight there to my brother's college and stayed at his apartment. We woke up around 4 o'clock, just 4 o'clock, head straight there, and have been up ever since. And so just made it back to the apartment probably about 25 minutes ago.
How did y'all do in the playoffs?
So we played a one game. We have this arm. He's pretty nasty as an 18-year-old. Just turned it. He's 95 from the left, and so we've just been rolling with him. And we played a one game, and we beat him. It was 4-0. He threw a no hitter, and then he ran out of pitches, and so we brought in our second guy. He came in, and the final score is 4-2, but we advanced to round 2, and so we play Thursday in Driller Park in Kilgore.
Thursday.
Who y'all playing?
We play against Alba Golden.
Alba Golden.
Yes, sir.
Who'd y'all play round 1?
We played against a team from Corsicana called Mildred.
Mildred. That's so weird that first round is that far away.
Oh, yeah. So we won state whenever I was a sophomore. And the farthest we even played for round 5 was like Tyler. Was played at Mike Carter Field, which is TJC. That was the farthest we had to drive. And then they switched something up with the regions, and our first round was 2 hours away.
Yeah, that's wild.
2 hours away.
Wow.
Well, kind of talk to us about your journey, man. I know it's a different story. The fishing thing threw me off. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
because I had no idea that high school had fishing, and then I was talking to my boss about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, and then I started looking on Facebook, and it's literally everywhere."
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's growing. It's grown so much. Well, I would just start out with my journey. Originally started out with wanting to go to college for baseball. Grew up in a family. Baseball was huge. It was me and my older brother. And my brother had a couple offers to go play baseball, but he originally signed on to go play football for Mayor Hardin Baylor, and they won a national championship his freshman and sophomore year.
Oh, nice.
And so I was like, well, he didn't go play college baseball, so I am too. And so all throughout high school, all the way up until about this past fall, I was like, yeah, I'm going to play college baseball. I racked up 10 offers for baseball. And so I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then, you know what, I was like, well, I love fishing. And so my brother fished for his college, and I was like, I bet you I can get an offer for fishing. So the Tarleton Texans, Tarleton State University, they offered me about, I think, half my tuition to come out there and fish for them. And so it's a pretty nice scholarship for sure. And
yeah, definitely.
Scholarships on top of it. But they wanted me to come out there and fish for them, so that's what I plan on doing in the next fall. And it's just been a journey. I've fished my entire life. It's definitely an East Texas thing to go fish in college and fish in high school.
You know what's funny is my nephew, he goes to Hallsville, and he was on the fishing team. He's a sophomore. So I didn't realize how big fishing was in high school either. I guess let me ask you a question. How does a fishing, I don't even want to say a game because it's not it's not like a football and baseball game. How does a fishing meet? How does it go? They're
fishing tournaments. And so, yes, sir. And so how it starts out is usually at the start of the year, your captain or your coach of your high school team will get you in a certain, I'd say circuit, which is like bracket. That's what you fish for mainly the entire year. And so for Ultimate, that's the one that they put us in was Texas High School Ultimate Fishing. And you fish it. You have to get there, I think, at 6 o'clock or whenever you want to get on there. It's a start on your own spot. And you have to start fishing at 6:30. And you have to be you don't have to be off the water, but you can't cast past 2 o'clock. And then you have to be at the weigh-in at 2:30. And so that's how it's kind of set up. And then you have you get the boat and you load it all up and then you bring the fish, show it on stage, and then you walk off. But that's just the one little circuit that we fish. We fish other ones. And the one that I fished today was the MLF state championship. That's Major Leagues Fishing. That's like the big pro circuit, but it's the high school version of it. And so we went and fished it today. It was a takeoff, and so they gave us a boat number, and we lined up out of, I think, 37 boats today. and took off around 6:30. And it had a certain flight, and the different flights you come in at different times. And our flight was the first one since we were boat number 5. And so we had to be there at 2:30. We weighed in and stuff. We had a couple of good bites. We had one that broke us off that I think would have just single-handedly won us the tournament itself, because this lake, it's known for smallmouth of different species, or not different species, but like a different type of bass. A smallmouth, they usually don't get very big. So the one that we broke off at the boat, we saw the head. It jumped out of the water and then dug and snapped the rod in half. But yeah, it was a big one. Head was probably about just the mouth of it was probably about that big, and the body was even bigger. It was. I think it could have been almost a lake record there, and yeah, it was devastating. My fishing partner, I hate to rat him out like this, but he started crying a little bit, started tearing up.
Dude, that's insane because like it's when you think of fishing, you think of it as a hobby. I mean, you do. It's a hobby. Like
100%.
It's a hobby.
100%.
But you saying that, it makes me feel of it as a sport because you literally had tears of because you lose.
Oh yes, sir.
Which is insane.
Do y'all play? Again, I don't really know. Do y'all compete? Let me put it that way. Do y'all compete against straight 1A schools, or is it everybody kind of together?
Okay, so in fishing, I guess it really doesn't matter. So today, if you're at the like weigh-in, that's what it is at the very end. There was, I'd say, 2 big teams there. And Carson, what was the school that was there? It was a 6A from Houston. And that's who we fishing against. They probably brought about 18. I wouldn't say 18. Yeah, they brought 18 teams. So half of the competition was just a 6A. And me and my fishing partner, we come from a little 2A podunk town where our ponds get to about, I say ponds, our lakes get about 25 foot deep as a max at Lake of the Ponds.
Mm-hmm.
The part where we were catching them, which was considered shallow there, was 25 foot. We were catching fish in 25 foot of water, and that's the deepest part of ponds.
Yeah.
So it was
that's what y'all are used to, though, so that's good.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so it really doesn't matter just because it's more of like it doesn't matter like how big your school is. And so the original like little circuit that we fished, like the first one that we're in, we fished like he said against Hallsville. We fished against Hallsville and all them. And then I know with the Kicks tournament going on, with that being a big thing, they have a thing for the high schoolers where it's like all the schools of East Texas get to go against each other. And so it's like the 4 biggest bass out of there. The 4 people who caught it from the school get to hold the trophy. They get to keep the trophy for a year, and then I think it's $2,000 split amongst the 4. So the Kicks tournament is a big deal, and I'm kind of mad I didn't get to fish it just because I was doing so much. But it's like always a big like hype thing to go against.
Do y'all fish just local? Like when you go to a competition representing Harleton, is it normally always in Lake of the Pines, or do y'all go to like Bob Sandlin and Pat Wright and all that?
Okay, so the ultimate circuit, we call it a circuit just because it's not all on just one lake. There's multiple lakes in it. So I think our first stop was Lake of the Pines at the very start of the year. And then so we have a different tournament every month. And so the first stop was on Lake of the Pines. The second one was on Toledo Bend. The third one was on Wright Patman. The fourth one, I'm pretty sure, was on Bob Sandlin. The 5th one was on Lake Tyler. 6th one was on Toledo Bend, but south. So they have.
So there's a bunch of tournaments.
Yes, sir. Every month of the school year, there's a tournament, and the most recent one that we just had was Sam Rayburn. And then at the end of all of that, if you rack up enough points throughout the tournaments, you get placed into like the big championship for just that circuit. And so it's called the Classic, and we'll fish at Lake Tyler, I think May 17th until 12, and it's nothing but just cash prize right there.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's 2 weeks away.
Oh, yes, sir. So we've been pre-fishing it pretty hard. And another thing to make it more of like a sport, I say it's like a sport, but to make us like want it even more, the more points you rack up, if you get first at the end of the year with the circuit, they actually give out a boat. a 28 brand new 18-foot Skeeter, brand new.
Wow. Now, does that go to y'all or does that go to the school?
That goes to us. So all the cash at the end of the year, I say cash, they give out scholarships for every team that places. And I think the top 15, any team that places in the top 15, I could be wrong. Don't fact check me on that. But they give out scholarships. And then just the first place team, I think, gets $4,000 in scholarships. That's split amongst the two. Bass Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's 10. The 10,000 that's split amongst the two anglers, and then there's a boat. And so it's usually the boat captain that keeps it, or whatever they please with that. But it's a big thing, and so that's just with one little circuit of fishing, all of I'd say the local ponds, all the local lakes around us. And I fished the MLF series as well. And so the past few years, just over the past 2 years, I have fished in Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri and Table Rock in Missouri. I have fished Lake Belton just today for the state championship. And then last year we got lucky enough to get placed into the national championship in Lake Hartwell in South Carolina. And that was just a whole different thing. It was so cool to go up there. And so it was a whole different, surreal feeling. Everything so beautiful. It was the first time I ever traveled up that far. And just to see the lakes up there, it was gorgeous.
Wow. I got a cool little, I guess that's a fishing story. But last year at the Big Bass Bonanza, we went out to there because my brother-in-law, he stays out there all weekend and fish. And so we went out there last year on, I think it was a Saturday. And he was like, hey, you want to go out in my boat and kind of check out everything? I was like, yeah, I don't fish. I don't mess with boats. I just don't.
Yes, sir.
No reason. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay. So we get out there, and my wife had rode with my brother-in-law before. I've never rode with him. She said, hold on. I said, okay. Listen, Derek, Mason, we were going about 60, 70 in that boat. And I'm going to tell you what, that was an insane ride on water that I've ever done in my entire life.
It's definitely a different feeling for sure.
It's almost like a kid on a roller coaster that's never rode one before. It's kind of like an adrenaline rush, like something kind of like that I'd compare it to kind of. But we get out there and then he showed me all the equipment that fishermen have is insane. It's insane.
Yes, sir.
He has all this stuff, and then on the way back, he said, "You're driving." I said, "No, I'm not. We're either going to flip or I'm going to mess your boat up. And by the looks of this boat, I don't want to pay for it." Listen, I had that tail end or that front end up. I didn't know what I was doing. He's like, "No, you gotta do this, so so we don't flip." I had to go on about 60, but I was scared.
Oh yeah,
for my life.
Yes, sir.
Never driving a boat before. That was a scary thing, but I had a lot of fun.
So is baseball the only sport that you played in high school, or did you play it all?
Far from saying it. I play every single sport.
Being a small school, I kind of figured you did.
Being a small school, it is 100%. So I start the year off with football, and this past year, I was actually just the kicker. I was like, football is not my thing. Didn't want to be big into it. Didn't want to hurt myself for baseball. And so I was just the kicker. And then near the end, we had kind of a rough season, a lot of kids just getting into it and stuff, a lot of bad mental stuff. And so they're like, hey, you're a catcher. It's the same arm slot as a quarterback. We're going to throw you back there.
Oh,
from a quarterback.
Yeah, so I've never touched a football with my hands. I was just a kicker. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can do it, because it's mainly we're a run heavy school. That's what we're known for, is running it through people's mouths. And so I was like, yeah, I can do it, maybe pass 1 or 2 times a game. I can't suck that bad. And so we were actually not supposed to make playoffs at all, not even come close to touching playoffs. And I came in and stepped up, and I guess something changed with the mentality on the team, because I know it wasn't me that helped us. I think it was just with me being out there, it helped the mentality of it. And so we were, I think 0-4 in district, or 0-3. We were 0-3 in district, and you had to get 4 wins to make district play. I had to make playoffs. And so I come up and step up, and we get 3 straight wins. First game I'm in there, we win 56-0, and then just rolling with that. And then we played on senior night for football, and took the loss that knocked us out. But it was a fun time. And so that was my first sport, was football. And then the second one was basketball. I've just been playing that my entire life, and I was like, I don't want to give it up. And then we actually made playoffs for the first time in 23 years this year. We're not a basketball school. We are all a bunch of short little kids,
right?
Just are good at baseball. That's like what we're known for. And then rolling into spring, I play golf. I do bass fishing, which I do bass fishing year round, but it mainly picks up a lot in the spring. Golf, bass fishing, and then baseball.
Wow,
so,
you're
busy.
Yeah, busy for sure. That's to say the least. I would say I have not had a free weekend to hang out with my friends at all. But I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I know in 3 or 4 months, all I'm going to do is just straight fishing. So I'm trying to get as much of it as I can.
Right. Yeah. Now, are you gonna? I think we talked a little bit when we were texting last week. You're gonna try to walk on to the baseball team in Tarleton. Is that right?
Yes, sir. So, like I said, baseball, I've been playing it since I was 3. And so I just don't think I can just give it up that easy. And I think what I'm going to do, my coach, the summer league coach, because baseball recruiting has switched solely over to like summer ball and summer like teams. And so he's been in contact with them a little bit. And I think what I'm going to try to do is walk on for the Tarleton baseball team. And so that's what I'm hoping for, is to be able to walk on with them. That's like my one hope, because I already know I'm already on the fishing team and stuff. But walking on would be like the icing on the cake.
What do you play in baseball?
So I'm the catcher, or I was the catcher. I still am. But our number 2 pitcher kind of suffered an ACL tear in basketball, and so he's been out for the season, and it's been rough without him. But they are like, hey, you can pitch. You got a strong arm behind the plate. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I tried out pitching a little bit, and so I guess they got me down as a pitcher too. But I've played catcher my entire life.
I played catcher too up until I stopped playing in my 12, 13. And I'm going to tell you what, I hated it.
It sucks. It sucks. Like,
I hated it so much. I don't know what it was about it, but I hated catching. Now, I wasn't I've always been a little heftier kid. I was a little hefty.
Yep.
So maybe because I was slow. I don't know. But I would have rather played anywhere else besides catcher, and I absolutely hated it. I think that's why I quit, because I was tired of playing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not easy to be a catcher.
No, not at all.
It's actually, people think it's, you just got to sit behind the plate and catch the ball. There's a lot more. I bet now there's more to it than what it was back then. Mm-hmm. But I kind of want to ask you, how was it winning the state championship was it 2 years ago y'all won?
Yes, sir. It was 2023, and I'll tell you what, that's something I'm never gonna forget. Because we've never won one in my school's like in history. We've never won a state championship. We've went there. I think we went to the state like actual championship once, but just mainly semifinal team. And so for us to be going up there, and we were mostly sophomores. We graduated 2 seniors that year, and we had 2 juniors, and then we had 7 sophomores. Like
so y'all are all there now, trying to go back.
Trying to go back 100%. And so for us being so young and to be able to like have the school, like the support and everything, going out through the entire rounds and then making it to Round Rock, and just as a catcher, you get to like see everything on the field. So I really didn't get to look much up into the stands, but I think it kind of made it more memorable for me to just look back and just see a sea of green. I mean, it outnumbered the other team. It outnumbered the purple, because we played against Shiner, and they went there, I think, 4 years in a row trying to get a state championship. They went there 4 years in a row trying to get it. And it was our first time in, I think, since 2015, however long ago that was.
10 years.
It would be 10 years today. But I mean, it just to look back and just see the huge sea of it was amazing. And whenever we won it, it just seemed like a fever dream. And so,
what's up, Josh?
And actually, I don't know if y'all heard about it, but the state semifinal game was something you'd see out of a movie. So we were down 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th. And our first two guys who came to bat both popped up to the right fielder. And so it came up to like our 8-hole hitter. And this guy was our DH. And he come up and smokes a double and gets to second. And then the guy that was on that guy that was up to bat again, he tried to bunt it and got it down and advanced at first and third. And then our leadoff comes up to bat and smokes a double. And so
you're right back in it now.
We're right back in it. It's 3-2. And I come up to bat, I get hit by pitch. And so I was like, "Ooh, thank the Lord."
You get that last out.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the last out. That was horrible. And, we had this guy that committed to ETBU to come up to pitch. Wasn't really much of a hitter. I mean, a great batter, just kind of struggled his senior year. And come up to bat, and he smokes one off the top of the wall and to call a game. And that moment right there with 2 outs to going into it, to 2-out rally with down 3-0 on the bottom of the 7th, it was like a do or die at that point. And so it was genuinely amazing because they play the state semifinal game and the state championship back to back. So it's like a one and done.
Yeah.
It's not a 3-game series. So to have that happen and to just send us there, it was amazing.
What's the stadium like? It's a little bit different than Harleton, Texas, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
I was just going to say, I've been around Rock. My high school played for state. I don't know. I wasn't on. I didn't play baseball. I don't even know. I might have been in junior high. And I remember they lost a New Deal. And because I went to Union Hill, I'm sure you know what that is.
Yeah, I do.
No, but yeah, I remember that stadium it's really nice. That's a nice little baseball. I mean, it ain't little. It's a nice stadium. It's massive.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
So fish. What's it? So going into Tarleton when it comes to the fishing, how many? Do you know how many young men will be on? Is there like I'm assuming it's a fishing team. Is there quite a few at
yes,
college?
Sir. So I'm pretty sure they had. So Tarleton, they're ranked first in the state of Texas in bass fishing, and they're ranked 3rd in the country.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty big. Like
you picked a good one.
Yeah.
So how does not to cut that off, but how does the recruiting work for that? Like, I mean, do you send
Does someone come out and watch you?
That's
fish?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is somebody on the water watching you fish? That's I'm kind of stuck on that.
Yes, sir. So they basically there's like I said, the MO left. They have a big old website, and actually, I don't have it, but I have my pro card with me somewhere in my wallet because we fished it today. But so they have like this thing, and the national championship, that's like 500, and I think that's like 500 teams close to around that area. And so they usually check out the top guys to see like how they do and everything. And so we ended up placing 12th, I think, out of like 480 boats. It was somewhere around that number. And we placed 12th. And so that kind of got me in a little bit of talking with just the president. It's a student-led organization. And so, yeah, so it's kind of like guys just talking on guys. And so just got to talk, and I got in kind of cool with him. He was like, hey, you need to fill out this he said, you need to fill out this like little, I guess, form. And so I went to their website, and it just like has this whole thing, and it's like you're filling out a job application. I mean, it's like, show us your fishing resume. What all have you fished? Like, what tournaments? How have you done everything? Show us your biggest fish, what you like to do. Like, just genuinely everything you can think of. And I know me and a guy that I know from school around here, he filled it out, and he didn't get it, sadly. And I was hoping he would have, because that would have been my fishing partner. But it's competitive. It's competitive for sure. And,
so do you know anybody that's going there to fish?
Yeah, I do. It's one of my good buddies. His name's Caden. He's got a weird last name. It sounds like burger, but it's like It's Borger, like Borger. So Borger from Tyler Legacy, he's gonna go. And I've talked to him a little bit. we actually met from being on the fishing team. Like we both got accepted and we're like, hey, we just started talking and everything. And so luckily I have a guy that's from East Texas, does the same exact fishing as me. And we're going to go in there together. I don't know if we'll be partners or not because it's kind of like the upperclassmen kind of choose who your partner is. And so that's how it kind of goes. And it's going to be a blast, I think. I mean, I'm excited for it.
That's crazy. So, and I think I heard you about, so the fishing team's ran by the students.
Yes.
But I'm assuming the president they go through him with everything is what it sounds like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there's not like is there a fishing coach?
No, I'm not really too sure about it. I don't think so, but because if so, I probably would have talked to him. But I'm pretty sure it's just student led. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys that just knew what they were doing in high school, and they're just coming together, showing each other the same stuff that they learned. And I mean, it's just a big old group. I mean, that's
so cool.
Yes, sir. And they
you don't have a coach hovering over you.
Oh no, it's just like so. The school, they pay the top 10 teams to go travel. So our first stop in the fall is I don't know which lake, but it's in Kentucky. And so the school will pay the top 10 teams. It'll pay for their like travel fee, the gas, the
just like they do for anything else.
Yeah. So it's not like an actual sport, but it also kind of is. I don't know how, but it's just like with sponsorships and stuff.
And I'm assuming they provide boat and all that, like you.
The top 3 teams, they provide the boat and it's wrapped. But if you come up there with your own boat, there's a chance that you get your own boat wrapped. And so,
okay.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to take the boat that I've been fishing out of for high school. I'm going to take it up there. My brother, it's his, but luckily he's going to let me take it up there. And
that's nice of him.
Yeah. So now I have to make sure I don't do anything to it. Like you were whenever you drove it. But yeah, so we're going to take the boat up there and just meet up with the guys and stuff. I think we have a full week of where it's just nothing but the bass guys going out to fish on the local lake. I think it's Possum Kingdom up there near Stephenville.
That's a nice lake.
It is a nice lake, 100%. And it's just getting to know everybody. I think it's the first week we're up there. And so it's a big deal. It's a big deal up there for sure. That's the top 2 things that they're known for is their rodeo and their bass fishing. Their rodeo team and their bass fishing.
Wow, that is so cool. I did not realize how big fishing was, not only in high school, but in college.
Mm-hmm.
Not to change the subject, but did y'all know how big cornhole is?
Okay. I'm about to blow your mind. I'm a professional cornhole player.
Okay, that's so cool. And I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Listen, this is crazy. We went out to eat last night at this place here where I live. And so I know cornhole is on ESPN, like I've seen it. Well, I look on there, it's high school championship on ESPN for cornhole.
Did not know that. Did not see that one coming.
Exactly. And then you can go and play in college. I'm like, where were these sports at? I mean, I would have tried to play some cornhole if I knew I could have gone to college.
Mason's going to be a tri-sport athlete at Tarleton State. He's going to be fishing, baseball, and cornholing.
Oh, yeah. So my brother, he was like, hey, dude, this was whenever I was a freshman. This was 4 years ago. He was like, hey, there's some guys from Harleton. They picked up cornhole, and it's competitive. You want to go play? I was like, yeah, sure. I'm going to suck, but yeah. And so they have this app on your phone. It's called Scoreholio. And it just shows all the local tournaments going on. And you can I think it's a $20 entry fee for most of them. And whoever wins that night, you get all the money. And it's like 50 people, like 50 guys sign up. So 50 times 20 goes straight to it. And it's pretty slick for sure.
So where did your brother go to college?
So my brother went to Mary Hardin Baylor University.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
He went and played football for his freshman and sophomore year, and I think he won a national championship his sophomore year. And then he was like, you know what? I'm tired of getting beat up. These guys are a whole lot bigger than me. And my brother's a big guy. He's 6'4", 240, and he was playing tight end.
Yeah, he said it's too much. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, it's too much. He goes, this is completely different from high school. He goes, I was the top dog in high school. Now I'm the little dog, and I'm
no joke.
And so he just kind of retired from football after getting the national championship, ending on a high note. And he was like, now I have nothing to do. So he got big into the bass fishing, and that kind of pepped it up for me to even more to try to outdo him whenever I get to college. And he was like, yeah, now we're going to be playing cornhole. He said, so they went and played in Florida for on ESPN for cornhole in the college championship. Wow. And I was like, how is this even possible? So I remember me and my buddy tried to get good at it, and no, compared to some of these kids, I mean, this is all they do. All they do is just sit at home and throw beanbags across the room and try to get into a hole. And
every time they were throwing yesterday, it was all going in. And then one of them doesn't go in. You just see their face like they've seen a ghost, because they know it's everyone makes it in the hole. It seems like even at the high school level, when you're good, these were, I mean, they even had ranked numbers beside them, ranked in the state in cornhole. It seems like it's a real serious thing. And they even had a girl playing against all these women, and she was smoking them, just hole. And I'm like, when I play cornhole, I'm lucky to get one in the hole the whole time.
Oh yeah,
it's hard. It's a hard thing to play. I like playing it, but I'm not good at it. But I like playing it, But I thought I had to bring that up because I did not realize it's kind of like fishing. Cornhole is a big sport too. Beyond, I didn't even know it was a sport in high school. You could play it in college. It's on ESPN, which is insane.
It's
you don't
crazy.
You don't put cornhole and ESPN together. You just don't.
Oh yeah, 100%. But so what I was getting to whenever I said I'm a pro, whenever you get good at all these local tournaments, there's this big I'd say Texas pro league. It's called TCL. It's Texas Cornhole League, and they have different ranks. It's the A, B, C, and D. The D being the lowest one, and the A's being the great, the really good ones. And so I was like, you know what, I'm a D player, so I'm just gonna go see what I can do. And we did all right. We got our butts kicked in, but fun time. And we go to look at the little A group, and I kid you not, there's a kid there. He's probably 13 or 14, probably 5'1" at max, maybe 110 pounds. I mean, kids tiny, and he's playing against grown adults playing for $75,000. Smoking them, yeah. This kid, yeah, I mean, he's barely even past 7th grade English. Yeah, and
I may not be able to talk, but I can throw this cornhole. I can throw this bag.
Throw the bag, and he's legit. I mean, he has a huge following base on TikTok. I mean, it's crazy. That blew my mind. I mean, he had his own custom jersey and everything. The bags had his name on it. He had all these sponsorships, and I was like, wow.
The dude hadn't even made it to high school, and he's already sponsored.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's making money at 14 years of age, just sitting there throwing a beanbag across the room.
He ain't got to worry about doing a 9 to 5 ever. It sounds like.
So there's a question that I haven't asked, and it should have been probably the first question right out of the gate. What's the biggest fish you've caught?
So the biggest fish I've caught is a 9.5 on Bob Sandlin. It was, I think, spring. I think it was February, mid to late February. And I'll just tell you flat out, it was complete luck. It was complete luck.
A catch is a catch.
That's it. A catch is a catch.
Better to be lucky than good. Honestly.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it was. They were starting to spawn, and so I don't know if you want to know what spawning is. That's whenever they start to have the beds and lay their eggs down, and so they usually don't leave that bed. And I was a sophomore, and I really didn't know what I was doing as much, so I was just casting, and I was throwing a moving bait, which is a chatterbait, and I was just reeling it, and oh no, I actually have a better version of the story. So. The reason why I was sitting there throwing it is my brother, there's power poles on the back of the boat that keep the boat stationary. If you see it like a bass boat, they have the 2 little poles sticking up the back. So we thought we got it fixed, and we tried to put them down so we could sit there and try to cast good without the wind messing us up, and the power pole got stuck. And so my brother's on the phone with my mom. He's like, I thought you fixed it. Now we're stuck here. We can't fish this stupid tournament. And I'm just like, screw it. If we're going to be getting onto the mom, then I'm just going to be casting. And so I cast it out there, and I thought I got stuck on grass because around the beds it's just straight grass. So I kind of just start reeling it quickly, and I feel a tug back. So I set the hook, and I'm like, hey, guys, I don't know if I'm stuck on grass, but I think I have a fish. And I'm just reeling in. He goes, Mason, you don't have a fish. You're just stuck on grass. And then this fish just jumps out of the water, and this head is huge. I mean, it was full of like little eggs, and it was just huge. I think it was like a 9.53. And like, if you could have been a fly on that boat that day, the amount of words that we cannot say on here that were said was insane.
Is that a bigger fish than your brother's caught?
My brother's my boat captain, so you can only imagine like
okay,
what's all said in that. And
yes,
but it was insane. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just see this big bass. I don't know if I can pull up the picture, but this huge looking fish just comes up and just smokes it. And we're just like, oh my God. So we had 3 fish for 12 pounds. And this fish looks like it could eat the other 2 fish. Yeah. So I'm going to try to show you all on here the fish right there.
Oh my
God. It was monstrous. It was huge. And so I'll see if I can pull up the pictures of all the other fish near it. But it looked like it could eat it. And the worst thing about it is I had to leave early for a baseball game. So I didn't get to weigh in the fish. My fishing partner had to go give it to the guy and like, look, here, you hold it up, because I wasn't the one who caught it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get like the congratulations for it or anything. It was just like
that sucks. You didn't even get the credit for it, but you caught it.
Yeah. Okay. So this was that fish right here, and then that
look at him.
That's a big fish, man. That is massive fish.
It was a huge one, and just like having that all happen, that's like what kind of like kicked my drive into fish. I was like, I'll never forget that feeling in my life, and that's just like the adrenaline rush was insane trying to fight it, because at first it was just like lethargic. It wasn't moving much. And it jumps out of the water, and it was like the fight's on. And so we're like, oh, my God. That's all you heard was just like, holy crap, it's a big one. My brother drops his phone in the water into the net. And so the phone gets soaked. But luckily, he caught it with a net. I don't know how. But it was just like, it was a race to get it. And
I think of you fighting that fish, and then you see like the ocean fishermen that like get the blue marlins and stuff like that. Like, I couldn't imagine fighting that thing for an hour.
That fight probably lasted. The fish that I caught probably lasted about a minute, and that
felt like forever.
Forever, yeah, felt like it took forever. And whenever I see the ones on YouTube and stuff, and it takes them like 30 minutes, I'm like, screw this.
Like, could you imagine trying to reel a fish in for 30 minutes?
Yeah, there was one time we went and fished out in the sea, and I hooked a shark. And I fought the thing for maybe 5 minutes before it broke me off, and I was drenched in sweat. I was like, I don't like this. Take me back to Deep East Texas. I was like, that's where I belong. Like,
the professional or the sea fishermen, there's some one of my other brother-in-laws, he does a lot of fishing too. He'll go over to Oklahoma and do fly fishing, and he does all kind of stuff, but he'll go out there to like out in the sea and fish, and not only do you fight the fish, but you got to fight the sun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but
you got a little red.
I got a little red today. I did not use any sunscreen, and I think that was a rookie mistake. I thought since I had my hat on and stuff, I was all good, and I was horribly wrong. I have a nasty sandals tan line.
That would be the worst for me. Would be the feet. I mean, because you got to wear shoes, right? You got to go back to school and wear shoes. You got to put your baseball cleats on to go to practice.
It's especially squatting down with it.
Yes,
that's gonna be
as a catcher.
Them laces going to dig into that sunburn.
You got the bottom of that catching gear rubbing against it. Oh my God!
My legs. Oh, the legs are bad too. The legs are bad too. Everything about this lower half, because I just wore shorts.
So one of our followers said the only fish that would be that big around me is probably close to our nuclear plant.
That's amazing.
But only problem he couldn't catch them anyway, so he wouldn't have to worry about them. He wouldn't have to worry about them.
Yes, sir. But
I don't know if Sean
so
would know what to do if he caught a fish like that.
Yeah.
the entire like shorts line, I mean, it goes from pale to just oh my gosh, the crab from SpongeBob. Yeah, that's like one way to describe my lower half right now. Just straight sunburn. And my brother asked me, my boat captain, he was like, "You need some sunscreen?" I was like, "No, I don't feel it at all right now. I'm all good."
That's it. That's the worst thing you can say. I don't feel it right now.
And I've made that mistake so many times, and I was like, "No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad."
Get the bait on the hook.
I'm looking to get the bait on the hook. Well, man, we appreciate you coming on. Like I said, this is something completely different for us. We like to kind of get outside the box a little bit. And my sister was telling me about you, being a baseball player and kind of going to college. Well, I thought she was saying you were going to go to college and play baseball. So I was like, yeah, we'll get him on. Then I talked to you, and you're like, yeah, got a fishing scholarship. I was like, even better. Let's do it. Like, it's even better,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a toss-up for sure. Just like over the past, I'll just say the past few months. Like, if you'd caught me a month ago, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Missouri and play baseball. Like, I was all over the place. I had offers.
What scholarships do you have? I was just supposed to ask. You didn't tell us that.
Yes, sir. So I have 10 scholarships right now. There's one D2 in Minnesota, and that's in Minneapolis. It's North Central University. It's way up there. And my big point on that was not only was it far from home, but the coach sent me a picture of the athletes scooping snow off the field before practice.
Yeah, no.
I'm all good. Like, I love baseball, but that right there is not for me.
Yeah.
And so I had one to Mission University. It's a D3 in Missouri. And then there was another one out there. It was, oh my gosh, Dordt. It was Dordt University out in Iowa. So, all over the place. And then it starts ranging back to East Texas a little bit, kind of near it. But there was one in Oklahoma. There was one to a D2 in Arkansas, which is Arkansas Tech.
Mm-hmm. We had a coach on from there.
Okay, yeah, the Wonder Boys. It was funky. I saw the name and I loved it. I was all here for it, but just didn't seem for me. And so there was another one to Southern Arkansas Tech, and that was a JUCO kind of down there. And that was basically all my offers, but I just didn't have really one in Texas that I wanted to. I think that was my main standpoint was I wanted to stay in Texas.
Yeah, that's a trend that we've kind of with everybody that we've interviewed. We've got one or two that we've interviewed, and I'm gonna say we've done probably 50 of these, maybe 60. That are one young lady is going from California back to North Carolina, so that's where she was originally from. Mm-hmm. And then we've got a kid from Houston that's going to
Wyoming.
Yeah. They just wanted a new start, something different. But everybody else was like, yeah, I'm not. I don't want to leave Texas. I don't want to be more than 4 hours away from my family, and which is or wherever they're at, which is I completely understand that. So, but yeah, man, if you go ahead, Dustin.
I was going to say we to kind of piggyback. We had a soccer player that had an offer from somebody in Europe. I think.
In Europe,
wow.
She's from Sabine, and she had a pro team want her to come to Europe, and she was like, that was hard to turn down, but she didn't, and she went to like a D3, I think, here in Texas, something like that. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, if I'm coming out of high school and they want me to go pro, I'm going. Back then, I'd be like, I'm going.
I would
exactly. But I understood her point as well. She's a big family person and didn't want to go, especially to Europe. That's a trek.
That's a different even whole deal.
That's a different world.
Yes, sir. And it's not so much of what I really wanted about where I wanted to go. It's more of what my mama wanted. My mom, she's like, you're staying in Texas. You're not leaving. You're not living 6 hours away. You can't go to Texas Tech. You have to stay here. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that solidified.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
but it also sounds like you were good with it too. You wanted to stay in Texas.
Yeah,
so
it kind of helped me. It kind of helped me because I've had people like, why are you turning out a baseball scholarship? Like, you have the opportunity to play at the next level. And I'm just like, well, there's really none near me. And I think I'm not really necessarily turning it down with me being able to go, hopefully walking on with Tarleton. And so it's just what I'm hoping for is that to work out. And if so, I get the best of both worlds, because there's a baseball player on the team. They're like, well, what if you can't do both? I was like, I've talked to a baseball player that fishes as well. And so like it's a good like mix of both, they said. And so I was excited for it.
That's good awesome, deal. Man.
Well, if you'll you say you play Thursday in Kilgore?
Yes, sir. Thursday in Kilgore.
What time?
7 o'clock.
7. All right. I'm not going to say we're coming.
Yes,
but I'll talk to Dustin and see what Dustin's got up.
I mean, I'm off all week. I'm on vacation.
So you're on vacation. So we might make a little trip. If we don't make it this week and y'all win, or let me rephrase that. If we don't make it this week and when y'all win, keep us updated. Yes, sir. I'd like to come catch a game, man. We'll come out and meet you and kind of catch a game and talk to you afterwards.
Yes, sir. 100%. That sounds great. And I would just like to say thank y'all so much for inviting me out here on here. It's been a blast.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll tell everybody the same thing. Once you get down to Tarleton or wherever you end up for sure going, we'd love to have you back on. And I've got your information, and we'll shoot you a message, check on you, and get you to come back on and kind of tell us how it's going year one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And hopefully I won't be as red as what I am today.
Well, if you get on the water, you probably will be, because you'll forget again. It's not as bad right now, remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, have a good rest of your night, and good luck next week.
All right, yes, sir. Sure, Thank you so much. You have a great
night, buddy.
You too, man.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. 9.5 pound fish, dude. 9.5.
When you think of 9.5, you're like, 9.5 big. Like, that's what you think of, because, like, if you compare it to weights and whatever.
Yes.
9.5 in fishing is pretty good.
I couldn't imagine fighting it in the water.
Oh, my God.
Like, that's something that always got me. It's like, how is this 5 pound fish kicking my tail right now? Why is this rod and reel bent like this over this 5 pound? And then you get it out, and it's just a little bitty. So I couldn't imagine what a 9 pound fish feels like.
Dude, and it's crazy how big fishing is in general. Just in general, whether it's high school or just your casual. Like, when I was talking to my brother on the yesterday, I was asking him, "What is your like at the Big Bass Bonanza, which is a big fishing tournament?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What do you get if you win first place? Like, what is the prize?" Dude, they get a brand new bad boy mower, and they get about $50,000 in cash and prizes.
So it's went down. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about it.
Probably 10, 12 years ago, when you won, you got a brand new Chevy truck, a brand new bass fisherman boat, and like $60,000 or $70,000.
That's insane.
And what they would do is, there's 2 people fishing in it as it's a team. So like you would get the boat, I would get the truck, and then we'd split the money. That's just how they did it. And so it's went down a little bit from what it used to be. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's
they were kind of giving too much away.
Yeah, it was all sponsor stuff. It was all write-offs for like Peter Chevrolet were giving away a truck, and it was just a write-off for them anyway. But when you pay to do it, and you've got 500 teams out there, I mean, it makes you get a little bit of your money back, I guess.
Yeah, but that was awesome, man. We appreciate Mason coming on. That was huge.
Yeah, I like them.
And dude, not only that, he when you say he literally does everything, he literally like. People tell us, play baseball, football. The dude plays football, basketball, baseball, fishing, cornhole.
Fishes year round.
And fishes year round. Like, the dude, I mean, I don't know how he does it, man.
I don't either.
I don't know how he does it. That's a lot. That's a lot of going all the time. But, well, man, let's get into the basketball.
What about the Pacers? What about the Pacers?
Did they win?
They won.
I told you. Do not sleep on the Pacers, man. Did not sleep. And
they won by 9. 121 to 112.
They won in Cleveland, right?
Won in Cleveland.
The Pacers are going to be a team, man. I told you. The Pacers, to me, they play such team ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying Cleveland doesn't. But the Pacers looked really good against the Bucks, and we were like, well, it's the Bucks. All they have is Giannis. Dame's out. That's really all they have is Giannis. It's Giannis versus Pacers. So it expected. And then they come to Cleveland, and I've been saying, like, this is going to be a good series. This is not going to be a sweep. I think you picked them to sweep them, if I remember. You picked Cleveland to sweep, or maybe in 5. But the Cleveland, I can tell you this: Cleveland losing game 1, I'm not worried. If they lose game 2, I'm worried for Cleveland.
I'm going to tell you what the difference was in the game. For one, the Pacers shot 53% from the field,
which is insane.
Cleveland shot 45. Not bad. I mean, that's not a big difference.
I mean,
the Pacers were 53% from three-pointers.
Threes.
They were 19 of 36.
Wow.
23% for Cleveland, 9 of 38. That's what the league has came to. They shot 90. Cleveland almost shot 100 shots this game. 40 of them were three-pointers. It doesn't help that the Pacers were 14 of 15 shooting free throws. Every single one of your starters almost had 20, except for Turner. He had 13 and 11 boards. Everybody else, 20. What's Halliburton? 22 and 12 for Halliburton. Halliburton's on a mission right now. I'm going to go ahead and let you know.
He has been stamped as overrated.
Yes, and he has proven everyone wrong. Yes.
He has literally been stamped as he's overrated. And that's the funny thing is 22 and 12 for him. That's a great game for him. Like
that's exactly what they need.
Halliburton, he's not he's not SGA. He's not going out getting 40 and 50 and 5 and 6, whatever it is, because they don't need him to do that. Like they actually have a really good squad. And one of my favorite player off that team is Miles Turner. I love him. Obviously, he's from Texas, so maybe that has a little bit behind it. But I love him as a big man. I always thought, like, man, maybe Miles Turner would come to San Antonio. Like, I would love him in San Antonio. I think he could, be a game changer for me. This is way before Wemby. This was back when I thought he might actually leave Indiana. I love him, and that team is more scarier than what we think. And I do think this is going to be a really long series. I mean, unless they just had one fluke good game. Who knows?
I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
I don't think so either. But I guarantee you, no one picked Cleveland to lose that game. I mean, but Derek, they swept, and when you sweep and you have to sit.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
When you sweep, we did talk about that. You have to. You get a little rusty. That's just how the game is. I'm not saying you shouldn't sweep, because sweeping does give you rest, which could be good after a long season. But at the same time, you're practicing. Of course, you're going to practice. You're probably practicing daily.
Yeah,
but you're not playing against.
Yeah, but I think we can both agree that practice is a whole lot different than the game, right? Like, you're not going out there trying to kill each other as you are.
No,
you know what I mean. But yeah,
it's like playing. It's like going to play pickup games for us. Like that's what it is for them.
Yes, it is.
This practice. I mean, literally, that's all it is. So great job, Indiana. That just tells me again with that win, it's going to be a good series. It's not going to be. I mean, it could still go one way. I mean, it's just one game. I do hate. Again, I don't know how you feel about this, but I still don't like the 7-game series. Like again, sometimes it's great when you have. Again, you had 2 teams out of the first round of the playoffs that went for 7 games in the West, which is great. But I wouldn't mind if they ever went back to the 5. I don't mind. I mean, it should be either way, but 7 games is a lot. It's a lot.
I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind each round being different. If that like give me first round, give me 3 games. Second round, give me 5 games. The conference finals and the finals. Give me 7 games.
Yeah, hockey used to be like that, didn't it?
Hockey used to be like that, if I'm not mistaken.
They're all 7 now. Or wait, no, the baseball is kind of like that.
Baseball's like that, yeah.
Yeah. And baseball is even a long season. Baseball is like 100 and something games, which is absolutely insane. But basketball is only 82, but that's still a long season for basketball. So yeah, Indiana, good win. Who Who do you have winning tonight? Do you think Houston or Golden State's going to pull it out?
Man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It doesn't matter.
You're right. It does because
Anthony Edwards is just going to run through whoever plays. He's had he'll have 3 days off, I believe, possibly 4. I'm not sure when they're. Let's see, what is this Sunday? Their game will probably be Wednesday. And he's been done since Thursday night, so he'll have 5 days off. I'm not too far off by saying Anthony Edwards is the best player in the playoffs.
Right now, he is.
I mean, he is so scary. He is so good. He's 25 years old. So it doesn't matter who wins this Rockets-Warriors game. I would love for it to be the Warriors. That way, when Anthony Edwards makes it to the next round, now he's beat LeBron. Now he's beat Curry. Like, they can't say, "Oh, well, you're getting by because you're not playing this person or you're not playing this person." He's taking out the top dogs, right? But with that being said, I do like the Warriors tonight. They have to limit the 3-pointers. They live by the 3. I think they cannot.
And they're dying by it.
They are. I think they have to get away from it. But two other things that I kind of want to hit on that we didn't get to talk about Wednesday night. I hate that the Pistons lost that series because they were screwed out of Game 3 or Game 4. They went down 3-1, and it should have been 2-2 because they won the next game, and it should have been 3-2 them. They got screwed, and I hate that for them. I'm curious to see what they do this offseason. But the main thing I want to talk about is the Denver Nuggets. I told you we said it would go 7. We said it would probably be the best one. You took the Clippers. I took the Nuggets.
Hey, appreciate everybody for the likes on TikTok. We really appreciate everybody being here.
I told you that I did not trust James Harden. James Harden had 7 points. He was 2 of 8 shooting with 7 points. He is not a big time gamer. He does not want that responsibility. He does not. They were minus 29 with him on the court. Minus 29. Yeah, I mean, when your starters, you've got Harden had 7, Powell had 9. Your bench had 3, 1, 12, 13, or 3, 4, 13, and 5. So they were deep on their bench trying to find something, trying to figure something out.
I appreciate you, Brandon, for watching on TikTok. Oh, Brandon's on TikTok. He's here. He's on TikTok tonight.
Who is this?
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon. Huge shout out to Russell Westbrook. He had 16 and 5 and 5 and 5. He had the triple nickel last night. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals with 16 points. I love it.
I hate it for OKC, man. This is gonna.
I think this is gonna be such a good game. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the winner of this game is gonna win it all. Even though that I picked Boston during our pregame show, our playoff preview. I think the winner of this game wins it all. I think Jokic kind of showed that when he needs to do what he needs to do, there's nobody that can stop him. Murray looks good. Murray's coming on. You hear playoff Jimmy, you hear playoff Ant. Playoff Murray is a real thing, and he is really good. And he gets overlooked a lot. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that.
That Clippers series was really good. I mean, we said it would go 7. I picked the Clippers. I liked what they were doing going into the playoffs. But in the end, the Denver Nuggets were too much. But here's the thing with the Clippers. It's not that they don't have the talent to beat anybody. It's their offense is just so isolated. It's a bunch of isolation.
Yes.
And the isolation can only get you so far in this day and age. Even like Steph Curry, he doesn't play oscillation ball. He just comes off screens and hits insane shots, and he still does it. Like, there's a difference between that. It's James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, isolation ball. And I've never thought Kawhi Leonard was an isolation player, but he's became that because the Clippers don't have enough offensive weapons to play the team game. And maybe there's something to do with the coaching. Maybe that's the way they want to play because, well, again, I thought James Harden had an insane year. He still is not the best in the playoffs, and it showed in this series still. He had one good game out of 7. He wasn't consistent. That hurts him. But good season for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was healthy for most of the season, which is a plus. But Denver, I'm excited for the Denver OKC series.
Yeah.
It's the series that I'm glad we're getting because I do not think the Clippers would beat OKC. OKC, but I think the Nuggets in this is a 7-game series in my opinion. I don't know, maybe not, maybe 6, but I do think that I want to pick OKC to win this series because I feel like it's their year. But here's where I get worried about OKC is in the first round against the Grizzlies, SGA was not very consistent in his game.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't necessarily need it, but if he is inconsistent like he was in that first series, OKC could be in trouble because they're going to need his points. They're going to need his consistency. They're going to need his leadership. Because even though OKC had the best defense you could say in the NBA based off statistics, I'm trying to look at them like, who do you match with who? Right? So you're going to have Hartenstein's going to play against Joker. It's expected.
Mm-hmm.
Chet would be on Aaron Gordon, but that's not a good matchup.
That's not a good matchup at all. I do not like that.
Aaron Gordon is just going to body him up. That's all he's got to do. If Aaron Gordon shoots threes, it could hurt him. But if I'm Aaron Gordon, I'm getting on when Jokic isn't in the post. That's where I'm getting if I'm him because I'm going to score on Chet every single time not because I'm physically taller than him, I'm way bigger than him. And then you have the matchup I'm looking for is I'm looking forward to the Murray and SGA. I hope that's the matchup we get.
I don't think it's going to be.
See, I was curious about who gets.
I think Braun. I think Braun, Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook off the bench. I think they throw a plethora of people at him, and I think that rattles him a little bit. I think they're going to rely on J-Dub, kind of offensively, but I think that Denver is going to go. Jokic is going to probably average 13 assists a game in this series.
Oh my, yeah, triple-double average.
I think they're going to be so focused on him that he's going to spread the ball around. And I'm going to tell you the biggest story for me of this whole thing. For Russ to advance, he has to beat his former team. For Russ to get a title, he has to go through the team that he was drafted by, the team that made him who he is. I love both sides. I love that for Oklahoma City because they're in this position. They're in the number 1 seed. They're in the driver's seat, right? They're number 1 for a reason. But I love it for Russ because I think that's going to elevate him to a different level. I think his energy, especially playing in OKC, I think his energy is going to be unbelievable. And he's already a heightened person as it is. But I do want to get, and I'll tell you this just straight up, I would love to see a Russell Westbrook, Anthony Edwards conference finals because the mouthing and the back talking. LeBron didn't want nothing to do with Anthony Edwards. I'm telling you right now, he didn't want nothing to do with him. I think Draymond would mouth at Anthony Edwards, even though he's not going to guard him. I think they're going to mouth at each other. But Russell Westbrook and Anthony Edwards would be a heavyweight bout of just pure athleticism, pure toughness, mouthing. It would be awesome to see.
Yeah, it would be great. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, while we wait on Dustin, I think they were up. Warriors are up by 4.
Sorry, guys. My dog was going nuts at Casper. Don't even know what. She goes nuts at Casper all the time. So, but you said the Warriors were up right now?
Up 4. Yeah, 23-19.
Okay. And then, a series we haven't talked about yet is the Knicks in Boston. I think this is one we want to see. Do the Knicks have it?
I think so.
Do the Knicks have?
The Knicks? No. The
Knicks have. No,
I don't think they're deep enough. I don't think.
Because she was just barking. She was at the back door just barking. But yeah,
I don't think Cat can contain Porzingis.
mm-hmm.
I don't think they have enough people on the Knicks roster that's going to be able to. If you put out a lineup of Drew Holiday, Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Pritchard, Al Horford. I mean, they're about 7 or 9 deep that they can rotate a 5-man rotation out there. Now, is Jalen Brunson good? Absolutely. Is Bridges good? Absolutely. Is Hart good? Absolutely. Is Cat good? Absolutely. But I just don't. I think Thibodeau plays them too many minutes, so they're going to be worn down. They're not going to be fresh because they are putting in those big minutes. And I think that's going to hurt them.
Yeah. Tom Thibodeau, I want to talk about him for a second. It just seems like he can never get over the hump. I don't know if it's his coaching style. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's his rotation. It just always seems like Thibodeau could never. He just can never get over the hump. Is there any chance that he is on the hot seat in a weird way?
If they get swept, he is. If they get swept, I think he's gone. I don't think they'll get swept. I think they get a game.
No, I don't think they will. But
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win the first game. That seems to be a trend. Like the underdog is winning game 1.
Yeah,
right. The Warriors won game 1. Mm-hmm. The Timberwolves won game 1. The only ones that didn't win game 1 were the ones that got swept. But then you go to round 2, and what happened with the Pacers today? They come out and dominate game 1.
Dominated.
So yeah, I'm interested to see. Man, I don't even know when these games start.
Well, the Timberwolves play Tuesday. I know that, and there's games. The other
tomorrow.
The other rounds. The games start tomorrow. Yeah,
that's it. The Nuggets and Thunder and the Knicks and Celtics. Good, 2 great games tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, having those games back to back isn't. I mean,
let's see who plays first. Knicks play at 6. Nuggets play at 8:30. It's going to be late night, but it's going to be worth it.
Definitely worth it. So I know you wanted to talk about what do the Lakers do from here? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do the Lakers do from here? How do they get better than they were this year? What
hope LeBron retires.
I don't think he's going to retire.
I don't either. I think he's already signed a 1-1 with them.
I don't think he'll retire. I just don't see how.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. And a lot of people might not like this. A lot of Mavericks fans might not like this, but I think you saw why Nico traded Luka. His defense is atrocious. His offense can only carry you so far. But it doesn't help that they ran. I mean, the guards in this league are so athletic. They're built different, right? I mean, you look at Ant, you look at Tatum, you look at Brown. They're bigger guards who are quick. Luka's going to have to do something this offseason to get in better shape and work on his defense. He's going to have to, period.
I heard someone say this on a show. I don't know which one. They said, and I quote, Luka needs to grow up. Those were those exact words. Luka needs to grow up and get his butt in shape because it's never going to be the offense is going to be his problem. Because him being slower on offense actually helps him, like Jokic. It helps him.
Because you're not used to it.
You're not used to it. So he's gotta get more in shape. Stop doing the drinking and stuff all the time. Because where you see it is the defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing him. I mean, he couldn't guard Anthony Edwards for nothing.
I know, they were doing switches at the top of the key to get him on him. Like I just, but another thing,
it didn't matter if it was a 3-point line or driving the ball. Luka couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't stop him. No. I got into a conversation with a guy the other day. I guess Friday maybe. He was talking about how LeBron in all of his years of being in the playoffs has led his team in points in the playoffs and rebounds in the playoffs and assists in the playoffs and minutes in the playoffs and yada, yada, yada. And all Jordan ever let in was points. And I said, well, do you think there's a reason why one of them guys is 6-0 and the other one is 4-6? Jordan didn't need to do everything. Jordan said, I'm going to score and I'm going to play defense. Scotty, you play defense and then score. Dennis, you just play defense and rebound. Like, everybody had a job, and they did their job first. LeBron wants to do it all because that adds to the stat padding. That adds to the numbers getting up. That adds to all that stuff that we try to classify as greatness in today's time, but it's not. Like, I'm sorry. If Dennis Rodman has one of the best stat lines that I've ever seen in my life. 5 straight games, he had 0 points. But he had more than 27 rebounds in each one of those 5 games.
Which is insane.
That is his job. Your job was defense and rebounding, and that's what he did. He didn't care about scoring. Today, if you're not a starter, or if you're not scoring 20 points a game, or if you're not doing this, nobody looks at you, right? They don't care. Guess what? Them people that are 6th, 7th, 8th on the bench, they might get 5 points a game. They might get 1 minute a game. If they win it all, they're still getting the title. Do your job. Do your job and stop worrying about being the star, because even the stars are failing, right? I mean, like, look at LeBron. They trade for Luka, give up Davis. They gave up their rim protection. What we talked about. They gave up their defense. They were going to try to outscore everybody, and they didn't. They outscored everybody 1 game in the playoffs. That was it. They outscored them 1 time in 4 games.
And they couldn't stop nobody. That's the problem.
That's it. I seen the thing the other day. I think LeBron is 2-13 in his last 15 playoff games, or something like that. I'd have to go back and try. Maybe 3-13, something. But I mean, he ain't that man no more. Like he relied on Anthony Davis to take the run off of him. He relied on Kyrie. He relied on all these people. And again, I'm not knocking LeBron. I'm just telling you what the facts are. The facts. You can say, oh well, everybody has to rely on somebody, and I agree to that. But at some point, we're not calling Dwayne Wade the greatest of all time. We're not calling Kyrie the greatest of all time, self-proclaimed, and all the fans coming out. LeBron fans are oh, he's the best ever because XYZ. He's done all this. He's done all this. But what has he done without help? Yeah, the 2009 finals run was amazing. He carried that team to the playoffs. He drug them through it. But like I said last show, he has never played 3 straight 50-win teams. Never. Never in the playoffs has he played 3 straight 50-win teams. He's never played 2 50-win teams back-to-back. You at some point, we just got to... Arthur Morgan. I don't know who that is. What's up, Arthur? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I am. What I mean, at this point in his career, he's got to be one. Like I think at that age or at this point, it's not even. I mean, the age is a factor. Don't get me wrong. I mean, being 40 is playing ball at still high level is insane. But I think it's a point in his career where he's got to take that step back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Eventually, everybody has to, right?
Yeah, you do. It's
NBA isn't real.
yeah, it's not real. It's fake. It's just one of those things where he's got to take a step back, and almost in a sense, like I've either got to be good offensively, or I've got to be good defensively. But where the Lakers currently stand, I don't even think Luka could do it alone because there's not a supporting cast. Like he can't carry the load off. It's just him and Austin Reeves and LeBron in a sense. So they've got to find shooters. They've got to find a defender to kind of take that role, like a main defender, the go-to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to find, and they got to find a big man. Like they have to find a big man. Like.
So I seen a trade proposal for Giannis
this ain't AI. I'm not sure who you are, but this is definitely real. So if you're not enjoying it, man, you can leave. It's fine. Sorry.
That's a fake account. There's one follower on this thing. I've already looked at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I seen a trade package that the Lakers could offer for Giannis, and I'm going to ask you if you would take it. It was Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, Hachimura, and Vanderbilt with 4 first-round picks. So you're giving up your 6-man, 2 starters, and then a guy that you didn't even play. You drafted him and did not even play him, and you were so high on him when you drafted him. Plus,
you're talking about Dalton Connect?
Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, I would love for the Spurs to go get him. Dalton Connect is a shooter and a bucket.
I honestly think that he didn't want to play. He was playing a lot.
He was mad at the trade deadline.
Oh, he was mad. He played a lot before this trade.
Yeah.
Before he, quote-unquote, was going to get traded. He was he played a lot of minutes.
Yes, he did.
And then I think that the trade just ruined him. I did like the trade I wouldn't have traded Dalton Connect. I would have found another way to get rid of somebody else or 2 players. I loved the trade for the Lakers because when you lost Anthony Edwards, that was a decent replacement to get you some rim protected and rebound the ball.
Yeah.
And then the trade doesn't go through. And then you're stuck going back to Lakers, and I don't think he wants to be there no more because
he played 20. He played 20 minutes a game. He was 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. So I mean,
it ruined him, man. And so
yeah,
the Lakers got to get some shooting, some defense, and some big man. That's the only way they get better. And if they don't address that, then they're going to be in the same position. And going back to your question about that trade, I like Vanderbilt as a defender. We didn't see him do well in the playoffs, but during the season, he was to me their best defender. When LeBron was being heavy offensive, but they need a defender. And if you're going to get Giannis, and let's say you can say defensive wise, you're going to get both from Giannis. He's in the prime of his career, so that would help LeBron in a sense, because again, he could play one way or the other because Giannis could take over whichever side he decides to be lazy on, you could say. I would say that probably be on the defense side of the ball because it's hard to be lazier on the offensive side of the ball because, well, you're LeBron and they still try to run it through you in certain ways when they're not running it through Luka. I like the trade. I just don't know if I'm giving up that many picks. It's always the picks for me, but he's worthy of picks.
Yeah, Brandon, I said whoever wins that series wins it all.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's going to be another great series. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah. So that's what they need to do.
The more I watch Giannis, while incredibly gifted as he is, like if I'm talking superstar, right? If I'm talking a superstar, and I'm talking about making a trade package and giving away assets to go get somebody, I don't think I'm giving away assets to go get somebody that people literally don't even guard 20 feet from the basket. Right? Like if he's on the 3-point line, they're sagging down. If he's right inside the 3-point line, maybe an elbow jumper, you're still sagging a little bit. You're not guarding that hard. Now, if he's going with the ball from one end to the other and just straight driving, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. Defensively, he's good. He's long. He's lanky. But offensively, his offensive game to me is just like Luka's defensive game. It's suspect. Now getting out and going and running and going downhill, yeah, he's really good. That's not the Spurs. The Spurs are a half-court team. They're going to run plays. They're going to play team ball. So yeah, I don't know if I pull that trigger.
Well, like I said the other day, if I'm San Antonio, this is why I don't pull the trigger. It will be them three and a bunch of nothing. I'm serious. Like with what they have. If it was just Wemby, we're talking it may work better. I'm talking about from the financial standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have Giannis, Wemby, and Fox, I'm telling you, you're going to be paying yearly. These are the yearly salary. You're looking about 150 to 160 million in with those three guys.
Well, Wemby's went in the third year of his contract, so you still got 2 years left with him.
Yeah, but they're going to give him extension early.
Well, watch. Yeah, but he'll still have to play out. He'll still have to play out the first one.
Like after this year, he'll get that extension.
He'll get the extension. Yeah, but that won't hurt the payroll until 2 years.
Well, that would be this coming period, next year. And so, but even I don't know, man. I love Giannis. I think Giannis could help, but
I've got a name, and it only works with one trade package. Okay.
Are we bringing Timmy back?
No, not bringing Timmy back. Timmy would do great though. He would do great with Giannis, I think. It only works if we get 2 top 7 picks.
Okay.
In the draft lottery. Okay. And then you open up the roster again to anybody not named Fox, Castle, or Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you call up the Phoenix Suns and you ask them about Devin Booker. Devin Booker gives you a shot creator who is lethal from 3. And we talked about it. That's what we need around Wemby.
Yes, we need shooters.
You move Devin Booker back from the point guard position to the 2 guard where he thrives at. You can still bring Castle off the bench, or you could put Castle at the 2 or the 3. Small ball wise, right? Spread it out.
Put him at the 3. It would be. Oof.
You could spread it out. And you give Phoenix 2 top 7 picks to start their rebuild because Phoenix is atrocious. They're going to lose Kevin Durant. Bradley Beal is going to go somewhere. I don't know where, but he's going to go somewhere. And I think they just start over because everything they've tried has failed.
In that package, there, are you giving players? Or are you just giving just the 2 picks?
Players. Probably Keldon Johnson or Vassell. One of them would probably have to go. And I don't know who else would have to go to make the contracts work. But you can keep Keldon Johnson, Vassell, probably Harrison Barnes. You would keep. So But I think Devin Booker is an amazing choice.
If I'm San Antonio, this is who I'm going for free agency. I'm going for 2 players, and I'm figuring it out and not giving up the farm. I agree with you, Devin Booker. I like the shooting. I like the shot creation. And he's not bad defensively.
Mm-hmm.
He's not your top-notch defender, but he can defend. And but again, at the rim, we don't need nothing. I mean, we need another big man to back up, or need but I'm talking about like Wemby is your defender.
We can address the big man in free agency, but I think you're going to have to trade for a superstar.
Well, that's where I'm getting at. And my second player would be in free agency. If I'm San Antonio, and I know I've already said this, but these are kind of my 2 going to within the league now. I'm going to get Naz Reid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing him to San Antonio to pair with it to complete the starting 5. I know he doesn't. Does he start for Minnesota? No, Julius Randle starts. No, so he don't start.
Yeah.
So bring him over here. Put him at you can put him at the 4 or the 5, wherever Wemby wants to play. If Wemby's like, I'll play 5. He can put him at the 4. He can play 4. It doesn't matter. So that's who I would be going after. That's where I'm spending my money to get my complete 5, and then from there you can build the rest of your roster out. But they got to get shooting and big man. That should be their focus, whether it's them drafting or them trading within the draft to get the superstar like a Devin Booker or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if we get those things, we are making a big step towards making a deeper run than we have in a long time. But I want to ask you a question about Wemby. This is going to pertain to Wemby. Is Wemby's potential? Is he just a better Giannis with shooting if he gets bigger, or is he more like a Kevin Durant player? Is he going to stay kind of lanky and just shoot? I mean, he can shoot. Like, he's not consistent yet, but I mean, he's going in year 3.
I'm going to tell you who I could see Wemby becoming. Dirk Nowitzki.
I mean, that's a great one too. I mean,
a tall 7-footer that can shoot around the basket, that can pop out for elbow threes. Is a good defender down by the. Dirk wasn't great. He was good. I think offensively, Kevin Durant was better than probably both of them. I mean, I think we can agree with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think I see Wemby as a Dirk type player, which is great for us. I mean, that's a great a great comp. I think the coach has to develop him, and by develop him, I mean they have to put pieces around him.
Speaking of,
we got a new coach. Yep.
So if you don't know, Pop has officially retired. Very sad. I felt sad that day when I saw that. I was like, man, that's the only coach I've known for 20 plus years.
5 years, yeah.
I was like, okay. And then they were like, he'll be president of basketball operations. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to leave the organization. He ain't going out that quick. Completely out. So that's a good move. So then I was like, all right, here we go. The coaching carousel is on. Who do they get? And not even 20 minutes later, Spurs have hired Mitch Johnson. And I'll be honest, I was bummed at the beginning. I was like, we could have done so much better. But then I got to thinking. He's been on the staff for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
He looks 20. Yeah, he's obviously a lot older than that. So he knows the organization well. And I was reading something where this was almost Pop's decision. He wanted Mitch to get it. And you got to remember, you have Brent Brown on that staff. You got Mike Brown on that staff.
Yeah.
You have people on the staff that have been very successful head coaches in this league. And then when I got to thinking, like, man, why Mitch? Outside of, Pop pushing it and, Mitch got thrown into it unexpectedly. He did. And not only did he get thrown into it unexpectedly, he got thrown into it for pretty much from November till April. So Mitch didn't get to do Mitch things. he had to just go with the flow because, well, in the basketball season, you don't have 2 weeks to plan it. You're talking a day or two to plan anything
for your next game.
So
yeah.
I do think I'm happy. This is a Spurs thing. This is a Spurs way. You promote within. I'm not mad about it now. I think he deserves an actual chance to be a head coach, not be an intern. So I'm happy. I'm actually happy with the hire. I want to see what he can do. I think he will change the play style of Hair. I actually think he will see if they will get up and down the court more. Still play the half court, but with Fox, you're going to have to move some more. You're going to have to get up and down a little more. That's Fox likes to go.
Yeah.
So I do think he'll change the offensive speed some. But I'm actually happier with the hire than I was right when it came out. I had to do some thinking on it. As being a Spurs fan for as long as I have, I mean, it's hard to say Pop's done. I knew it. I knew it hadn't been official, but the health thing just would not let him be a coach anymore. Now he gets to take a step back and just work in the office. And do now his mind. Now we get to see the true Pop mind, whether it's the draft, whatever it is. I'm sure he'll still be right there helping.
I'm going to say, I think we can both agree he's not going to be an office guy. He's going to be behind the bench. He's going to be walking the floor pregame.
Oh yeah, You know what I'm gonna miss the most is the interviews in between timeouts.
Yes.
They're classics, man.
Yeah,
I was watching some the other day. It was a preseason game, and it was Craig Sagler or whatever was talking. He's like, "Do we really have to do this during preseason? Do we have to?" He's like, "Well, yeah, it's our job." And then he asked him a question. Then he said, "Well," he just made up some random answer. Didn't even pertain to anything, and then he just walked away. I just love. I'll miss those a lot. Miss seeing them on the bench. But here it's a new era now. So I hope Mitch Johnson is. I hope we get more out of him than we got this year because again he got thrown into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that was Pop's decision as well. Pop's like, here, he's taken over. I mean, he did some good things. I didn't like a lot of his rotations, but again, in the very beginning of it, Pop wasn't there. Now Pop was in the hospital, so it was like him and the other coaching staff. So they figured it out together. And of course, just a year or two with Wemby, you're trying to do a lot of different things. So I think he'll develop well. I think the coaching staff will be very helpful as San Antonio's coaching staff has been for so long now.
Yeah.
So I end up liking the hire overall. And I'm excited to see what he does with this team next year and what they build upon going into the offseason. But I would say I wouldn't have minded having Mike Malone either.
Yeah, I agree.
Him and Pop are really close. So I think if it wasn't Mitch, I bet it would have been Mike Malone. I really do. I really was growing on that hiring over the last couple of weeks, talking with you, talking with the Bumline sports group.
Mm-hmm.
I really was leaning towards the Mike Malone because Mike Malone coached with them. They coached. I think he was in San Antonio for a couple of years, if I remember right. So it's just one of those things where we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. And now, so that tells me is my question for you, Derek, is where does Mike Malone end up now? Oh, by the way, did you see Sacramento hired a coach?
Yeah, they promoted, I think, within, didn't they?
Yeah. He used to play for him. I saw his interview today. He said, "I'm not done." So obviously he's salty about what happened to them back in the day.
Mike Malone. I see one spot that I know that there's going to be a coaching opening. I'm not sure about this second one. Milwaukee. I think a Mike Malone hire keeps Giannis.
Oh, that would Derek. That does keep Giannis. I think that saves Milwaukee from a deep rebuild.
Yeah, they would still have to rebuild. Somehow.
Yeah, we'll rebuild. But sooner than later is where I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do it because, like I said, they're tied up with Dame for 2 more years. They can move Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. They'd have to do a lot of work.
They would.
Secondly, I could see Philadelphia.
Oh,
I could see Philly. I think that would thoroughly help Philly next year, and I would not be surprised if that hire happened if they didn't move Paul George. Kind of cut the older person and kind of move on from there. But that would be my 2.
Okay.
But I did, not to get off the basketball side of it, but I did just see this a while ago. So the Byron Nelson Classic went on this weekend. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see who won it?
Scheffler didn't win?
Scheffler won. Scotty won
win.
it. Did you see what he shot?
I bet it was...
First time ever. This is the best score in a 72-round hole ever.
Let me guess. This sounds insane, but because of what you're sounding this, he was 22 under.
Minus 31. Minus 31 in 72 holes.
Jesus, was that an easy course, or was he just
he was just blowing the competition away.
Who was the next one closest to him?
I just had it. I just clicked off of it. Hang on, let me see here.
If he was 31 under, was anyone close to him at all? Was anyone in the 20s at least?
Yes. So it must have been. It had to have been an easy course because tied for, or not tied. 48th place was -9.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you had Sheffy at -31. Then you had -23. He was 8 strokes ahead.
Jeez,
and then you had Stevens at 12, Spates at 19 under. I mean, just unbelievable. Sheffy won $1.7 million today, and I mean, this is unbelievable.
No, he won that day one, whatever day one was.
Yeah.
That's what he won.
So if you got 70th, okay, 70th place, that was last place. Everybody else underneath that missed the cut. Okay, 70th place was +2. They won $21,000.
So, hey, Derek, well, I think we should just try some golf, man.
I mean, in his 4 rounds, he was 61, 63, 66, and 63.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I think the best round, that was the best round. 61 was the best round of the whole tournament.
Well, kudos to Sheffy because that's an insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane, man. Man, let's talk a little bit about the Dallas Avalanche game last night.
How about the Stars? How about the hat trick in the third to win it? If I'm not mistaken, let me double check this. I believe the only series that I got wrong was the Lightning. I picked the Lightning over the Panthers, but I picked the Oilers over the Kings. I picked the Knights. I picked the Stars. And, Game 7 of the Blue Jays and Jets are on. They're going to overtime. They're going to OT.
Yeah.
So,
I remember right. I think I picked Winnipeg. I did pick the Stars. I picked the Golden Knights. I think I picked the Kings. I'm pretty sure
I picked the Kings, yeah.
And then I did pick Maple Leafs. I think I picked the Panthers.
You picked the Panthers?
I did pick the Panthers. And I took the Capitals and then I took the Hurricanes. So I was one off as well.
Yep.
I missed the Oilers and Kings. But you did pick the Oilers. So that's I think the only one you were.
Yeah. Because I picked the Oilers to beat the Golden Knights also.
For not being big informational wise NHL guys, I thought we did pretty good in the first round.
We did pretty good.
Well, okay. So in the second round, I think I picked the Panthers again. I did pick the Panthers to beat the Maple Leafs. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
because we were talking to AJ. Remember, because you said don't go to him for that information. You remember?
Yeah.
I picked the Panthers. I picked the Capitals. I picked the Golden Knights. I picked the Stars.
Yep.
Yeah,
I had Stars, Oilers. I had Lightning winning here, but I'll pick the Maple Leafs to win this one, and then the Capitals.
NHL playoffs are getting good, man. I mean, this Winnipeg and Blues game. This is, man.
I'm gonna turn it on here in a little bit. Check it out.
I don't know who. Here's the thing: for whoever plays Dallas next, they both went 7 games, so both these teams are gonna be winded a little bit.
They're gonna be tired. Yes,
that's why I'm good with. I feel good about it for Dallas because it's not like you're going to a team and facing a team that swept someone, so they've been sitting. But again, sitting. I feel like sitting hurts people. I know we said that about football, the playoffs. They had like 3 weeks off, and look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mean, it's all the same way. There's such a long gap that I feel like it can hurt you. It can benefit you if you have some injuries and stuff, some little bitty small things. But yeah, NHL playoffs are getting good. I'm excited to see the Stars play. I hope it's Winnipeg, just because they're number 1, and I want to see that matchup.
Yeah, 1 versus 2.
1 versus 2, right? Because I mean, I hope that's what it ends up being. By the way, the Warriors are up by 12 at the half.
I was just fixing to say that, up 12 at half.
They're up at 12 at the half. So I'm curious to see, and Buddy Hield leading the way. Look at that. Let's see. Well, the Warriors are shooting 47% from 3, so that's good.
That's how you do that.
And Houston's shooting 25%. So Houston's not playing good at all right now. They're shooting 36 from the field total, and then 25 from 3. Warriors are 46 from the field and 47 from 3. So if Warriors can keep this up in the second half, Warriors will win this game. Pretty comfortably. Not a blowout, but a 10-8 point game. Okay. Well, let's talk about what we have. Hold on. Before we do that, let me put this up. All right, guys. As we do every show, we want y'all to come follow us, man. Keep following us, keep supporting us, keep checking out our content. We're pushing stuff, especially TikTok. We're between me and Derek doing his little, I don't know what you call them, games or
yeah, I do. I enjoy them because I know they're hot takes. Like some of the stuff, and I don't do it as a troll, and I don't do it like I firmly believe. The stuff that I say, I firmly believe it. I mean, I know a lot of people don't.
I like the one you did where you were a receiver for New York Giants. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I got into a discussion with a guy the other day on one of his videos. It was who was the second best wide receiver ever behind Jerry Rice. I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. He's not behind Jerry Rice. He's tied with Jerry Rice. And that's Larry Fitzgerald. I have Larry Fitzgerald as the 1B receiver of all time. I think he's top 6 in every single category. And if you go and look at the quarterbacks he has played with versus the quarterbacks who say Terrell Owens or Jerry Rice or Randy Moss have played with, for Larry to be up there that high and all that is unbelievable, for one. For two, he finished his career with more tackles than drop passes. Think about that stat for a minute. A receiver, more tackles than drop passes.
That tells you he's throwing a lot of picks.
I mean, that helps my case about who his quarterbacks were. So his best 2 quarterbacks Larry Fitzgerald ever had was an aging Carson Palmer after his stint with the Bengals, and an aging Kurt Warner at the end of his career. Those were the best 2 quarterbacks he had.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he's caught touchdown passes. I think it was 17 different quarterbacks. Yeah. Now you think about that. You think about that. And you think about Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Steve Young. What was the Raiders quarterback? Cannon, Rich Cannon. All Hall of Famers. 3 straight Hall of Famers he played with. Then you think of Terrell Owens. Where'd he go? Dante Culpepper. Who'd he go to from Dante Culpepper? Tom Brady. I mean, you have to take all this into consideration.
And then Tom Brady to did Romo throw to him?
No, that was you're talking Terrell Owens.
Oh,
I said Randy Moss.
Oh, you said Randy Moss. Okay,
yeah. Well, T.O. went from Steve Young to Donovan McNabb, from Donovan McNabb to Romo. 3 straight Hall of Famers. You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't – they just look at the production and I look at like a Randy Moss and I look at a Tim Duncan, okay? Is Randy Moss good? Absolutely. But you know why Randy Moss got a lot of attention? Because Randy Moss is mouthy. Randy Moss does a bunch of extra stuff. Randy Moss does – you know why Tim Duncan didn't get a lot of coverage? Because he just did his job. That's it. He just did his job. His stats don't lie. Randy Moss's stats don't lie. Tim Duncan doesn't give a lot of coverage. Randy Moss got a whole bunch of coverage because of all the antics that go with who he was. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you don't need all that to be great.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. But those TikToks I'm putting out are awesome. I like it. Keep doing it.
Yeah, if I find them, I'm trying to do it. I'm going to try to get on some basketball ones coming up this week.
Awesome. Yeah, well, guys, going back to this, just follow us, please. You know, we really appreciate all the love and support from everyone on here. So, if you scan this QR code, it will take you to a link that has all of our social media links, and you can follow us from there. So we really appreciate that from everyone. And then let's talk about, we have about 5-ish minutes. Let's talk about what's coming up this week.
So Wednesday night, we have a young man on who plays college football. He graduated 2 years ago from a powerhouse here in East Texas. They've got 10 state titles, most in the state.
I'm excited about this one.
Yes, and it's a lineman. That's what we kind of been, the one thing we've been missing. Got you a lineman.
What does he play? What position?
I think right guard, if I'm not mistaken.
I love it. So excited.
And then after that, Sunday night, we have a young lady here also who is going to play basketball at the next level, right up the road in Louisiana. I think she's going about an hour away from us. Okay. And come to find out, we actually watched her when we went to that Sabine game to watch Colts. They played White Oak. She was actually playing right before Colts game. So it kind of came full. Yeah, that kind of came full circle. So we've got them 2 coming up. We've got a lot of stuff working behind the scenes for the network. We'll kind of touch on that the more information we get on it. Hopefully it's good information. Hopefully we keep plugging away at that one, and then we've got another one possibly this coming Saturday. I don't know what your plans are. We can talk about that later. But possibly this coming Saturday, we have another interview with another podcast about possibly coming on. So there might actually be 2 extra shows coming to the network here in the near future. So let's just keep that in mind, and we'll see how that all pans out and see how it plays out.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff, Derek. Guys, we'll be back Wednesday at 8. I was going to make sure I did not mess that up this week.
Yes, Wednesday at 8.
I always say Wednesday at 7. I'll do that. I've been doing that for like the last couple of weeks. We'll be back Wednesday at 8. And then, of course, Friday, we will be back for the famous Our Sports Network golf session.
Week 3.
Week 3.
Pebble Beach.
Oh, no.
It's going to be so fun.
Man, listen, I had my best week ever, and y'all are going to do this to me on week 3, Pebble
Beach. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.
But guess what? I'm off this week, so I'm going to be playing some golf. So
there you go. Be practicing. Be ready to go.
Hey, I did play a round within my tournament I'm doing. I was 5th place at even.
There you go.
17th hole. I'm at 6 under, so I'm number 1.
You got even, and you were 6 under.
I was at even the first tournament, and then the second tournament.
Yeah.
Then at the sixth tournament or the second round of that tournament, I'm on after the 17th hole. I'm 6 under for the tournament, so I'm in first place of the entire tournament now.
Got you.
So we get to 18th hole, dude. This is an insane little story. I have to do it quick. I know, but so I bodged my first 2 shots. I go to chip, and my internet goes out. Okay. So I'm like, yes, maybe to restart me at the beginning of the 18th, because this was not looking good. We're talking double, triple bogey. Okay. So it goes out, it comes back on. I load it all back up. It takes you back to where you were last. And
yeah.
It took me back to an extra shot before. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like I have an opportunity I do the exact same thing. I end up getting bogey, and now I'm back up. I'm 4 under at this point. No, I double bogey. Yeah, double bogey because I went 2 shots under. So now I'm back to second place. That was fun though. But man, the last two times I played, my internet goes out or something happens. Like I had to update it. My computer had a random update. It shut it off. But I'm definitely going to be getting a little golfing in this week. Oh, by the way, if I can, I'm going to be since I am off and after I do things around the house or whatever I do, if I have some free time, I will be streaming on the network some games I'm playing. Who knows what I'll play? I have so many games, sports games. I may just throw on one, and I just got MLB 25, so I may do like a creator mode from scratch on that. I'm not sure yet. But I
was gonna do one today, but it was a weird day. The wife and then went to Canton, and we got home from church, and I was like, I'm kind of tired. Baby had a rough night, and so I just kind of laid it down for a little bit, and I never got out of bed until it started time to cook.
Nice. Those days are always good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back Wednesday at 8.
Yeah.
Don't forget on Tuesday is Sorry in Advance at 7 p.m. And then on Thursday on Time Sports will be there. So don't forget them at 7 p.m. as well. Come out and support them guys on the network. They will be live. And then we'll see y'all Wednesday and then Friday again. So everyone have a good week, and we'll see y'all Wednesday.
All right. Later, buddy.
Later, man.